Okay, Ray Hall, Academic Director of the Centre for Interactive Research and Sustainability at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada. A couple of central messages that ran through the presentation this morning. First is about how environmental issues are presented and communicated in a way of a storyline. In the past, we've been in a period of green building design, and it's been very powerful and useful for us, but the fundamental message of green design is doing less harm. Creating buildings which use less energy, less resources, emit less carbon, etc., etc. That's an important responsibility we have, but the fundamental message this morning was that it's insufficient. And we need not simply to reduce energy, reduce water, reduce resource use, but we have to essentially do repairing of some of the past damages that the building environment has, the building systems have created. Within the presentation, I mentioned as a complement to green building design, the idea of regenerative design. And if you actually see that as part of the sequence, green design, doing less harm, sustainable design, maintaining the things we have, regenerative design is about retrieving the things we've lost. So that's a different kind of responsibility of building design. Within that notion of regenerative design, it puts into question the individual building as the most appropriate unit to concentrate on. Within regenerative design, I think we have to see and view buildings as part of the system, nodes within the system, and trying to understand the extent to which individual buildings, rather than simply having their own performance and trying to solve the world's environmental issues in each and every building, how do we understand the effectiveness of buildings in contributing to the overall efficiency of the larger system, be that the neighborhood scale, the community scale, whatever. That, I believe, is the scale we should be looking at and understanding, because it's the one scale that I think you can have a much more effective discussion about how human systems and natural systems can co-evolve together. The building, seen in those terms, rather than being a thing, you're actually creating a capability that somehow, through the fullest of time, the capability invested in that building can support the co-evolution of human natural systems, such that through time you actually build natural capital, you build social capital, so the building contributes to essentially improving the larger context. I think that's a very powerful way of rethinking and repositioning the responsibility of how we see environmental issues at the building scale. They're important at that scale, as is doing less harm, but basically seeing the building as part of a larger system and the contribution that building can make to the larger system, that's much more interesting and ultimately, I think, much more effective. The mileage we will get out of thinking at that scale and the role of buildings to support that scale will be much more effective than the summation of a whole series of individual buildings all designed to a higher level of performance.